Hey everyone, today we're going to discuss a critical topic in Singapore family law, fraudulent non-disclosure in divorce proceedings. This is an area of law that has evolved significantly, and recent landmark cases have reshaped our understanding of how courts handle dishonesty in matrimonial proceedings. So if you're going through a divorce or just want to learn more about your rights in Singapore, keep watching. In any divorce, both parties are legally obligated to provide full and frank disclosure of their financial situation. This transparency is essential for a fair division of assets and to ensure that both parties can move forward. But what happens if one party hides assets or provides false information? Singapore courts have shown that they won't tolerate deceit, as seen in the cases of BMI and BMJ. Let's talk about BMI and BMJ, which was decided in 2017. Here's what happened. A wife applied to set aside a divorce settlement years after it was finalized, arguing her ex-husband had hidden substantial assets during their divorce proceedings. Despite the lapse of time, she brought new evidence suggesting fraudulent non-disclosure. The courts, both the High Court and the Court of Appeal, considered whether this alleged dishonesty was enough to reopen their case. This case raises several fundamental legal principles. The courts in Singapore emphasize that fraud unravels all. Simply put, if you lie in court or mislead your ex-spouse, the courts won't consider the matter closed, even if years have passed. In BMI and BMJ, the courts drew inspiration from UK cases such as Sharland and Sharland, where similar issues were addressed. Now, why are divorce cases treated differently from other civil matters? Well, the court's role in matrimonial orders is unique. Unlike a typical contract dispute, where parties' agreements are paramount, family courts have an overarching duty to ensure that settlements are just and equitable. If fraud is involved, even a signed agreement can be nullified. So what qualifies as fraudulent non-disclosure? The courts have set a high bar. To prove fraud, the innocent party must demonstrate that the non-disclosure was both intentional and material. Material means that the hidden information would likely resulted in a significantly different outcome in the divorce settlement. However, if the court finds that the withheld information wouldn't have changed the overall settlement, they may dismiss the claim. In BMI and BMJ, the wife's evidence was not strong enough to meet this high threshold for fraud. The court found that suspicious and circumstantial evidence alone aren't sufficient for such a claim. You need solid proof, like direct financial records or communication showing intent to deceive. An interesting point the court clarified in BMI and BMJ is about compromise agreements. Some may think, well, we signed an agreement saying that all claims are settled, so that should be the end of it, but not in matrimonial matters. The court ruled that agreements cannot cover up fraud. So even if you sign a final settlement, if fraud is proven, that agreement can be set aside. What if years have passed? In this case, the wife came forward 16 years after the initial divorce settlement. Typically in contract law, delay can harm a claim. However, under Singapore's Women's Charter, there's no time limit for fraud-related claims in matrimonial matters. Courts reckon uncovering hidden assets or financial dishonesty may take time. What does this mean for you? For spouses facing a divorce, the lesson here is clear. Full and frank disclosure is essential. Hiding assets may provide a temporary gain but can backfire significantly. If you are found to have been dishonest, the court can reopen your case even decades later. Let's recap the main takeaways. Full disclosure is non-negotiable. If you are in a divorce, every asset must be disclosed. Number 2, fraud unravels all. Even signed agreements or long delays cannot protect fraudulent actions. Number 3, legal precedent is clear. Singapore courts are aligned with the United Kingdom rulings on fraudulent non-disclosure, reinforcing fairness in matrimonial settlements. In closing, Singapore's courts have taken a firm stance on honesty in matrimonial proceedings. This case should be a reminder that integrity and transparency are essential in a divorce. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.